Hey, how are you? Welcome in again. I'm going to show you how I went about making my little drill press table and the modifications to it, a fence and a stop block and a vacuum port. So please stick around and check it out. You're going to enjoy this. It's a nice little video. Welcome back, folks. Here's a follow-up from my last video. I've got my little miniature drill press, and last time we were talking, I was talking about this Amana countersink drill bit with the depth stop, which I love. And since then, I've made a little table for my drill press, and I fastened it. I connected it to the little metal table that's on there. It's not a fancy drill press, so I can't crank it up and down, but I kind of fixed it in the position I like, and I'm not completed with it because while I have the T-tracks in here, I haven't made a proper fence. I have this fence that I have used for my router table that I made, and this big, I'll show you some more of that. Let me show you that now. The thing is, when I started this project, it was a few months ago, and as I've said, I haven't used the drill press too often, and when I first had it going, I used that makeshift fence that I had off of the router table connecting the dust port. Well, since then, I put that fence back on the router table, and I've made my own little regular fence that slides around in the T-tracks, and it's got handles, locking handles on either side. I made a shorter one that's around 3/4 of an inch tall, and I made a taller one that's around 1.5 inches tall. And I have the handles set back to the back so that wherever the handles lock at, they're not accidentally in the way of the work that I'm drilling. So anyway, the video started with the old makeshift system, and now it's progressed into the newer system that has fences and stop block, and this is just kind of a montage to get you from point A to point B. So here we are at point B. Okay, here's a few final additions I've made to my drill press table. I've got my T-track channel. I've got two fences. I've got the lower fence, and it's easily adjustable. It can go anywhere it needs to go. If I need whatever, it's the way it is. You need a little this, a little that. And then I've got the original T-track fence with the hardware. I've got adjustable slides on here to allow for movement, this type of movement. So that just slides in. This just slides in if I wanted to use the taller one and get it where I want it, lock it down, and it's very secure on this little wobbly bench top, small miniature drill press, but this is what I have, and it's going to work just fine. So anyway, I could remove this, set it to the side when I'm not using it, set this fence in place depending on the depth I want from the drill bit in this position. And then I made this stop, simple little stop. It's just call it a 1x2. And I put a long groove in it, which I did with the router. I might go into that on another video. But this could go in either side. It could go in this side or this side, depending on what you're looking for. And it allows you to control the depth of stop, whatever you're looking for. Is that going to, yes. So if I want this much, I don't even have my pencil, but if I want to put a little mark here, bring that over to the bit, verify it, and then I could bring this over, hit it, hold it, and it locks right down. And you see it's got a little channel under there, so any dust that might build up will go underneath, and it'll allow my workpiece to continue to hit the stop while dust is underneath. This side is similar. It's got a little more meat on it, but it's got a little channel underneath also. So then the final thing is, I had been clamping and moving and figuring and ugliness, and there's running out of room because of all the clamps and everything. I rigged up this PVC. I found at my local big box store a little connection to my shop vac, connects to the 2.5-inch shop vac. I put a band clamp on this, so the connection eventually ties into 1-inch PVC. And from there, I put a band clamp on it around the motor, and it's not, uh, it's pretty well secured, but you know, it's fine. But then I have some 90s, some 45s, and with all these 45s and 90s, I have adjustment if I need. Because we don't know exactly where the fence is going to be, exactly where the stops are going to be. If we need to go higher, we can. I can move this around. I can even completely get it out of the way if I want. If I needed to, I could come in from a different angle, adding more sections. I've still got more components, more pipe. We could rig something up and continue to get that suction, that immediate dust control at the bit. Look at that. That is just off. That's almost too perfect. So here's my little test piece. Let me run a few more. I ran some holes in here. Turn this on. You hear the vacuum kicked on because I got it into my A and B port. One little crumb. That is, I'm very happy with the setup. It's a small setup, and that's good for me. It's very low cost. This is just a scrap that I had left over. Uh, I did buy some of these years ago, and I had some left over, so they worked right in. Um, Everything's very low cost. I think it was under $15 for all the PVC I bought, and the mobility is good. I can move it around depending on if I'm drilling holes in larger items or smaller items or wider or what have you. I have flexibility with the dust control, the dust port, and the fences move around nicely. The stop moves nicely, goes well beyond where it needs to be. I could easily move it to the other side if I needed to. And I'm just very happy with this. It's going to suit my needs very well. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for checking this out. I appreciate sharing all this with everybody. And I know there's bigger, better, more fancy drill presses, but this is my little one that I use on occasion. I'm not using it every day, but so it's not a large investment for me, but this is going to work just fine. And when I'm not using it, I put it out of the way. Thanks again for sticking around, and appreciate you tuning in. And be sure to subscribe because I could use that. It's going to help. Trust me. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.